So here are some DeFi borrowing tips for the newer people here. The older people, or people who've been at RT for a bit longer, have probably seen this before, but it's worth recapping. So, as you know, I don't think you should just buy the dip, you should borrow the dip. That is when you do DeFi, borrow and lending, you borrow the dip. It's essential that you deposit blue chip cryptos. What you don't want is dumping a bunch of collateral into a DeFi loan and that collateral going to zero, because then you are toast. So you need to buy up Bitcoin or ETH. Don't vary from anything else. Bitcoin or ETH. And then you need to borrow a stablecoin. This is the most important thing, because if you're borrowing a stablecoin, you have to pay back what you borrow plus a bit of interest. But what you don't want to do is borrow, say, Ether, and then ETH going to the moon, and all of a sudden you have to pay back in dollar terms way more than you borrowed. So you need to borrow in stablecoin. So in essence, buy ETH from Binance, wherever, deposit ETH as collateral. Borrow a dodgy stablecoin if you really want to finesse this, and I'll explain why. So borrow MIM, magic internet money or something, or a stablecoin which you think is about to crash, and then invest in something good. So buy Casper. You probably see a theme today. So here's an example. Let's say you buy 10 ETH, and the value of that is 18K. It will be a lot more now. So that would mean it's $1,800 ETH. You then go to Radiant or Aave, and you lock that up as collateral. Now the thing with, so you'll never be able to borrow more than you put in. So the reason why DeFi lending and borrowing is fundamentally quite sound is because if you're going to default on a loan, the protocol doesn't lose out, and the lenders don't, the lenders don't lose out, because you can only borrow less than what you put in. Now, and it will give you a health score, and I don't like how they do the health score. I prefer the old-fashioned way of loan to value, and I think a lot of property people naturally understand loan to value, and it's just better than health score with the random calculations behind it. But rule of thumb, just borrow 50%, just to be safe, because that means if if ETH were to drop in price, you're protected to a degree. So what this means is that you dump 18K in ETH up here, you borrow 9,000 in a dodgy stablecoin. So your loan to value is 50%, all hunky-dory. Now, let's say things go in your favor, and over time, your ETH 2x's. So your ETH is now 36K. Whoop-de-doo. That's great. That instantly means your loan to value halves. So now, your loan to value is only 25%, which is great. So this is like, so long as the asset that you put in is a good one with good long-term health, this is effectively a self-liquidating loan, because the higher the ETH gets, the lower your LTV gets, to the point where if this properly moons, you've got a free loan, free money, to a degree. Well, not free, it will be like your loan to value could go down to, I don't know, 1% or lower. Let's say things are really good, and ETH 5x's over the next couple of years, which is quite feasible with the amount of, with spot ETFs coming in, with BlackRock and Fidelity and all the others. I think, 5x for ETH. So your collateral is now 90K when it was originally 18, which means your LTV is 10%. But here's the cherry on the top. Don't forget, you borrowed a shitty stablecoin, which means you owe that shitty stablecoin, not the dollar amount. If I borrowed 9,000 shitty stablecoin, that's all I owe. So you're sort of hoping that this shitty stablecoin crashes like UST. Because if this shitty stablecoin depegs from the dollar and is now worth, 10 cents, or 10% of that, well, guess what? You only owe 9,000 shitty stablecoin, which is now worth nothing. Beautiful. Free money. And that's where your LTV just goes, close to zero. So the
dollar is pretty good.
It just takes a bit of time.
Ja, men looked at it, I don't know, months ago, I was like, double, half.
Yeah. We were doing this like in 2017, weren't we? Like, it was good.
It's relaxing.
So here, time is crucial. So I didn't screw it, I got out of it before it hurt me, but in hindsight, you should do, this is why you have to borrow the dip, because you then have a higher chance that your collateral is going to appreciate in price. If you do this at the top of a bull market, could be in trouble because your collateral is just constantly shrinking. So, not advice, just a friendly Siam recommendation, with maybe in a period of time now where borrowing the dip is less risky than it was 6 months ago. I think it is.
Are those loans like traditional loans that for 10 years and there's an interest rate on them per year? Or?
You can do a 10-day loan if you wanted, or you know, a 15-year loan if you want. It's up to you, depending on the protocol.
Payment or anything, is just a transaction fee and different deposit collateral have different interest rates.
Yeah.
So like ETH was cheaper because it's more.
Yeah, exactly. And each stablecoin will have their own different APRs and whatnot. So, but the longer the loan, typically the lower the APR that you'll pay.
Don't you get interest as well from what you deposit? So isn't it like an offset play, i.e. because you deposit your ETH, do you not earn on that as well?
Only if you deposit wrapped staked ETH, then yeah. But it depends on the protocol, whether it's Aave or whatnot. So
if you're choosing your stable coin now, which one would you choose?
if the protocol allows you, Magic Internet Money, TUSD, the new one that Binance is trying to manipulate around with, DAI. Here's a good example.
Do you actually give them your assets? So
You're sent.
BTC off.
Yeah, from your MetaMask into the protocol. So there is a risk that the protocol goes bust.
Yes.
Which is why that's why I'm obsessed with big ones. So if I was to do this, I'd do it on Aave. Aave's got a massive pool. I think it's got, 200 million or 300 million in its pool. So even if it gets hacked or has a whole bunch of bad debts, it's still fine. So this is why I always keep track of, I mean, you can add more, but remember, market cap of a stablecoin is the best indicator of its health. So when we're looking at, if we just look at the daily chart on, so Tether, I think it's still a shit coin, but the market cap's still going up, so I think it's the safest. USDC is crashing. So yeah, I mean, just look at this. Look at the market cap of USDC. BUSD, probably BUSD is good because the Department of Justice is trying to turn the Binance ones from a civil case into a criminal case. So if you've got BUSD, that is likely to suffer more. And you can see it's only got $3.3 billion in AUM at the moment, or in market cap. So yeah, BUSD is good. DAI, I don't know what this spike is, but again, that's slowly dying. And TUSD is having its moment of glory at the moment, but I don't see any longevity in this. Whatever you do, never ever ever touch the PayPal stablecoin, PYUSD. Literally in the coding, I think Bijan put a link in, I telegrammed it. It enables them to freeze your money and steal it, and also freeze any wallet that you've sent money to. Like, Jesus. So, yeah. Sorry? No, because Binance don't own BUSD. It's issued by Paxos. So they went to Paxos and went, hey, build us a stablecoin. And went, yeah, sure. And guess what? PayPal have also gone to Paxos. So.
It was coming out that certain exchanges have these powers, centralized powers, to freeze assets that go where there's a hack or where there's.
I don't know which ones, but I know that Ofcom, so OFAC. So if there's a company, if a company owns an exchange or whatever, OFAC can go to them and say, we need you to ban or freeze these wallets or users or else. So with Tornado Cash, that privacy coin, remember? OFAC basically froze the funds of any wallet that had ever interacted with Tornado Cash. Yeah, exactly. So I guess here's another relevant warning. I personally, so let's take Golden Geese, my with all these eggs I have, I'm having a very, I went back where we are. I'm purposely not touching any stablecoin with the Golden Geese wallets. Because what I don't want to be in this situation is, let's say I've been playing with Monero. I don't want, all of a sudden Tornado Cash 2.0 to go on Monero. Then all of a sudden all the Golden Geese wallets are just frozen or banned or deleted or whatever. And also from an accounting point of view, let's say I ever get sued. If I've shown that Golden Geese stuff has gone into privacy coins and the paper trail stops, it looks a bit dodgy, doesn't it? So I just want to make sure that I can always hold my hands up and go, look, here is literally every freaking transaction. Look at the DeBank. The DeBank you can see in the wallets. So yeah. So final thoughts. I know I've been pissing all over DeFi, but I think it's the future. I really do. I do, because as CBDCs come in, people are just going to want to flock into anything not CBDC or the dollar or the pound or anything. And what's that? It's basically Bitcoin and crypto. And if you're going to be playing around with sending stuff back and forth and doing loans and selling your house on DeFi, Rightmove or whatever, it's going to be DeFi. I think it's just a bit early at the moment.
Sorry,
yeah.
Sorry, just quickly on this one, because the play that I'm looking at is very similar to this, but in my opinion is easier.
Cool.
So I'm looking at the RVBTC chart.
Yep.
And effectively trying to do the same play that you do with gas.
Nice.
If you look at the historic movement of RV against BTC, it goes early in odd season, and then that's when you can get
nice.
the 6x play, for example.
Yeah, because Aave is a good representation of DeFi as a whole.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So rather than moving it in loans and having the risk and having the stable coins, etc., if when I feel that DeFi summer is about to start, I take my stable coins, put it onto an exchange, buy Aave, and then wait for Aave to reach its peak and then come out of that into Bitcoin. In theory, I've made 5-6x just by holding a different coin at a certain time period. But it is effectively the same play. Yeah,
basically, yeah. Or it's not like a lending play, but you're basically doing swing trading of DeFi versus Bitcoin, yeah. And I still think I still want to get into gas. But yeah, I like doing seesaw flip-flops like that. So yeah, I think DeFi is awesome. Just give it time. Like give it anywhere from 2 to 10 years, most real-world assets can easily be tokenized, from your house to your car. I've got a good friend who is a big mover in traditional finance. He's working on stock tokenization. And I'm like, dude, you're either going to get bullied out of this or killed or something, because he's organizing a couple of $100 billion fund to go out and buy stocks like Tesla, Apple, all the FANG stocks. And he's going to take that big chunk of stocks and then tokenize the shit out of them, and then sell those tokenized stocks on on his own platform. I'm like, that's pretty ballsy. But he's got a couple of banks backing him for this. So I'm like, if you can pull it off, but yeah. So, and I'm a nobody, and technically he's a nobody, but there'll be hundreds of people like him around the world doing something similar. So tokenization of stocks is the way forward. And I want to buy Tesla stock at some point, maybe December 2025. So at the moment, as my thinking stands, as of August 2023, is I want to sell all crypto in December 2025. That's when I think, based on the cycles, we're going to have the next dip. And then I'm going to take all of that profit and dump it into other businesses I'm doing, but also Tesla stock. If Tesla's good enough for Elon to house his wealth, it's good enough for all of us. I won't do it tokenized though. I'll actually go and buy the Tesla stock.
How does that fit in with the idea that BTC is the alternative to fiat, and if you want a safe place to store our wealth, it should be BTC?
Yeah.
You're saying you're going to sell it in 2025?
Yeah, just to sidestep a crash. I don't think the crash will be as violent as it was in 2021/2. I think there'll be a nice, we could have a 50% crash. But ultimately, Tesla is like 20 odd companies under one umbrella, and it's got Like when you look at the amount of things it's doing, and I mean, it hasn't even launched its robots yet. I mean, Optimus is itself, I think when Tesla finally launches Optimus, that'll dwarf every other department in Tesla. It'll dwarf car sales. I cannot wait to have a bipedal robot as my house servant, cooking my food, doing my laundry, and tidying the house. I can't wait.
So those people that have got BTC and are never going to sell it and they're going to pass it to their grandchildren, is that not suitable for everyone? If you know the markets, then perhaps you should be sidestepping rather than doing something like that.
Yeah, I think for most people, like the average Joe who doesn't really understand much and doesn't want to put too much effort into learning it, I don't think they can go wrong just buying Bitcoin for the long run and holding it for 10, 20 years or whatever. But for me, I'm a bit more active, and you guys will be more active. You'll be able to sidestep the odd big imminent crash or whatnot. So, and I think the big boys are trying to sidestep the pending market crash because they're all going to cash. What was it, $560 odd billion in cash just for those FANG companies? It's just nuts.